Who knows what evil lurks in the heart of game? The shadow knows. Hi, I'm the Shadow Knows and I'm back with another CDI video. And tonight I'm going to play... I'm not quite sure what I'm going to play. Something presented... Gnomes. I play Gnomes. And I cannot read that.
It was here somewhere.
And I have no clue what this is about.
I knew I'd find that door.
Is this something for children?
Oh, Slitzweitz!
Oh!
Looks like
That
it's
was Tonta Harrelson who invited us in.
for children.
Quite a good friend of mine, actually. Here we are, in his living room. Let me show you around. This rucksack has everything you'll need to go exploring. If you click on it, then that's exactly what you'll do. If you click on this card, I'll take you on a guided tour of the wood where the gnomes can be found. You'll see where they live and how they work and play. The tour will be just like watching television.
Okay.
If you click on this lantern, and then on either the cart or the rucksack, I'll explain to you how they work. The way out of the gnome's house is through the door. Of course. You'll be your own size again, until the time comes for your next visit.
I don't want a guided tour. I go exploring myself. And I think it's a Dutch game.
Sometimes a gnome family will take up residence in a windmill.
Okay. What the fuck?
Gnomes live practically everywhere. The house gnome is used to humans and speaks our language really well. The gnome king is chosen from among their number.
I'm still not quite sure
The
what this
garden
is
gnome
about.
is usually rather glum and likes to tell miserable stories. When he's had enough of the garden, he goes into the wood. But he doesn't like it there either. He's quite clever and very critical.
Okay, those are the different gnomes? What the fuck?
The woodland gnome is the most common of all, but even he isn't seen very often. He likes to live under an old tree.
Let me guess, a desert gnome.
The dune gnome
Dune gnome.
is somewhat larger than the woodland gnome. He isn't very fond of humans. He likes to settle in a pine tree or an old rabbit hole. His clothing is rather drab. The farm gnome resembles the house gnome,
Is he
but is rather quieter.
pissing against the wall in this picture?
He can be found
What
under
the
a
fuck?
haystack, in a stable, or in a shed, or even high up in a loft, if there's danger from cats.
Let me see that again. He was pissing against the wall?
The farm gnome resembles the house gnome.
Yes, he's pissing
but is
against the
rather
wall.
quiet. character. He doesn't like change. He can be found under a haystack,
What the fuck?
in a stable, or in a shed, or even high up in a loft, if there's danger from cats.
And I still think this is a children's game. Or is it a game?
There are lots of other places in this picture to explore. Are you going to look for them? In this house, you can get to know something of the history of the gnome. Here lives a family that have in their possession a carving of a gnome that is over 2,000 years old.
Holy shit.
These words were later carved on the figure. They mean gnome, actual size. Gnomes probably came originally from Scandinavia in Northern Europe. More than 1,500 years ago,
Serious?
a Roman sergeant lived here, and he wrote,
So this is more like an interactive book
eyes, a living
than a game.
He was wearing a red cap.
Does this mean exit? I'm not interested in the history of the gnomes. Oh shit, no. I did not want to exit there. Okay, I got the windmill, I got this
You've been
house.
this way before. Surely you're not lost.
What's this?
Which way do you think you should go? It's hard to tell, isn't it? Gnomes can be found all over the world.
What?
Which country does this gnome come from? Point it out on the globe.
He looks Chinese?
Yes.
This coolie gnome lives in China, in Central Asia.
Come on.
He's very old indeed, and lives on 2 grains of rice a day, except on his birthday, when he eats an egg roll.
Come on. Seriously.
No, that's wrong. Try again. Let me show you where this gnome comes from. This is a Syrian gnome from the Middle East. His wife wears a veil. What a pity.
Why?
You can't see how lovely she is.
What does the hamster, squirrel, whatever that is, do there? And what's that? Holy shit.
No, that's wrong. Try again. Let me show you where this gnome comes from. Peru lies in South America, and you'll meet this gnome there. He lives high up in the mountains, where the wind is cold and the air is thin. That's why he wears a blanket made of llama wool.
That's something for Jeff Minter. So,
In his own country, he's called Nanios.
what?
Click the place on the globe where this gnome comes from. As soon as the
No.
Gnomes speak their own language among themselves. A Jewish gnome can easily understand a gnome from China. Gnomes must never, ever speak their own language when people are about. That's why no one's ever heard their language. Even so, we have no difficulty talking to gnomes because they can speak our own language perfectly.
What the fuck?
The writing that goes with the gnome language is called runic script.
Okay.
You can stay here and carry on looking in the places you've been before if you like. Or else you can look for the path that will lead you to...
Okay, that's something else. Can I actually find a gnome? Okay, let's have some shrooms.
Some people believe that gnomes change into toadstools when they're in danger. This may well be true, but no one has ever proved it.
What?
This woodland gnome is 275 years old and in the prime of life. Gnomes can easily live to be 400 years old. This lady gnome is quite elderly. She's 346 years old. When she reaches 350, she'll begin to suffer from hair growing on her chin.
What?
A male gnome weighs about 300 grams. A lady gnome weighs less, between 250 and 275 grams.
What? I can... What?
There are lots of other places in this picture.
I'm not sure if I would have
A
enjoyed
gnome is blowing this ball of light from melted rock crystal.
something like that as a kid.
He makes many things from crystal. Lanterns, spectacles, telescopes, to name but a few. Which of these objects belong together?
What?
No, that's not right. Choose the second one again.
What?
No, it's this one. The gnome makes candles from beeswax. But what's that piece of wood for?
Yeah.
A bee finds nectar and pollen in a flower. She produces beeswax from the pollen. In the beehive, she uses this wax to build 6-sided cells side by side for the eggs. When the young bees have left the hive, the gnome lays the sheets of wax in a tray under the sun, and to protect his eyes from the sunlight, the gnome wears that wooden visor with a peephole. The wax melts in the heat of the sun and drips into a candle mold. It hardens as it cools down. The candle is now ready.
Okay, I'm getting tired of gnomes.
There are lots of other places in this.
Okay, let's see what that gnome is.
You can recognize a gnome right away by his red pointed cap. He wears this all the time, so that birds of prey will not mistake him for a strange kind of mouse.
As if they would care what they
The
eat.
pointed cap is made from felt. It is completely solid. Gnome children are given their caps at an early age and wear them all their lives.
But they are
As
green.
it wears out on the inside, it gets a new layer of felt on the outside, and so, as the gnome grows, his cap grows. The pointed cap protects the gnome's head from falling branches, acorns, and hailstones. He never takes it off,
Ugh.
and I'll tell you why. A long time ago, when... So now you know. He would rather be seen with a bare bottom than be caught without his cap. From the gnome's...
Yeah, but you don't have to
bag of
show.
Tools, knife, hammer, drill, fire, and so on. Belts, boots and tobacco pouches are all made from leather. The hide comes from dead animals. Rabbits, mice, squirrels...
Yeah, would be
and so
much
on.
nicer if the
Gnome
hides came from
trousers
live
are
animals.
greenish-brown. Depending on where they live,
Yeah, I
gnomes
think
wear
I
boots made of felt.
have enough of this. This is not a game, this is
Pressed
an
birch bark, or
interactive
clogs.
picture books for children, a quite weird one.
There
I
are lots
just
of other places in this picture to explore.
remember
I'm
the
going to look
gnome that was pissing against the wall. I think it was a farm gnome. Yeah, I think I really have enough of this. That was Gnomes on the Philips CDI. I hope you enjoyed this video and thanks for watching.